So it's this flower bed that needs extending. What I'm going to do is I'm going to extend it by a foot. It's one of those jobs that I've been meaning to do for a while now. So what I'm going to do today is I'll extend this by a foot. I'll put down some cardboard to stop the weeds coming through, and then I'll add mulch on top of that, and then we can plant direct into that mulch. So I'll show you how I do that. So we've extended the bed now. We put down the cardboard to set a weed barrier between the grass that was underneath and the new mulch that we're going to put down. I don't mind it sticking up at the side because that's going to be covered with mulch and it'll rot down anyway, so that's not a problem. The first thing that I'm going to put down is this is fresh chicken bedding. So I'm not going to put too much of this down. It's fresh chicken bedding. It's got lots of manure in it, you know, chicken poo, lots of nitrogen. And it's the first thing that I'm putting down, and there's two reasons why I'm putting it down first. So while the bed's getting ready, if any weeds do decide to come up from the bottom, come through this cardboard prematurely, then that heat of the nitrogen will kill off those weeds. But at the same time, I'm going to add loads of mulch on top, loads of compost on top. And because I'm adding compost on top, there's a distance between the fresh chicken manure and the roots of any new seedlings that I'm going to plant. And by the time those seedlings get down to where the chicken manure is, it'll have already composted down. So I'm not going to plant in this bed for another couple of months, so that's why I'm doing it this way. I don't mind using something so rich as this.
Rich? This is rich?
Yeah, it's very rich. So as you can see, there's fresh chicken poo, there's lots of sawdust, lots of bedding for the chickens.
I'm wetting it all.
So that's fresh chicken manure, lots of chicken poo. I don't mind it being so fresh. Like I said, it'll compost down before the new seedlings get down to that level. Next thing that I'm going to add is the chicken compost that you saw me harvesting a few minutes ago. I'll add that to the next level. That's one wheelbarrow load of chicken compost down, and we'll go and get another one. This is one of the big advantages of using wood chips. You see that mycelium that goes all the way down into the soil? Look how deep down it goes. That will feed the roots of any plants, and it'll take out extra nutrients from the soil and feed that to the plants. It's like additional roots for the plants. And this mycelium stretches for miles and miles, way beyond just the scope of the normal roots of the plants. And this is one of the big advantages that I see of using wood chips, the way that I'm using them in terms of layering them and letting them rot down in the ground. This mycelium is what's fueling the growth in this garden. we've got the compost in, the chicken compost in. I'm going to just let that settle for a few weeks, and then probably what I'll do is I'll top it up again with the top dressing across both parts of the bed. It's a nice little extension on that flower bed. We'll see how it looks this summer when all the flowers are planted. Hopefully it'll put on a good display. So the last thing for us to do now is, we've taken out a couple of barrows from the chicken compost, is to add some more wood chips and some more material back into the chicken compost so they can compost that down and produce some more compost in another couple of weeks. Here what I've got is some of the spent flowers and some of the weeds that were coming up in the old flower bed. Now I'm just going to chuck this into the chicken bed. Leave that there. There's a pile of wood chips that we brought over from the wood chip pile, and that's just going to be added into the compost. Final thing to do is give them a bit of a feed. See, I always spread the food out on top of the bedding. That way they're going to scratch around in it more, they're going to turn it up a lot more, and that'll help decompose the wood chips and all these bits that we throw in there. So I'm going to leave it there. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.